Hi guys, this is my home kitchen, and I actually do an awful lot of cooking in here, and this is my hob, which I kind of love quite a lot, and it's a induction hob. I kind of think gas is dead. In a domestic environment, induction is the way forward. And this is maybe not a typical kitchen because I do a lot of cooking in the way that I would as a chef. But in here, I've got a stock pot. So this is the old chicken carcass from roast chicken dinner, some veggies. It's just been simmering away here. And induction's brilliant at this for control. So I've got this sitting at 96 degrees centigrade. I can take it up and take it down, so it's just barely trembling. I don't actually want it to be boiling. I don't want to fill the kitchen full of steam. I do want to cook it out, and I've got some fantastic chicken stock in here. It's been on for about 2 hours, and that means that I can then cool this down. Just a little taste. Unfortunately, you can't taste that, but that is just off the scale brilliant. Right, so we're going to take this away, pop this down over here. But look, these are brilliant. I love them. I have to admit, I was a bit skeptical about this venting hob thing, but it really does work. You watch this, okay? So this is some potatoes. I'm going to boil them. I also have a cooker, because this is a Kitchens International kitchen. This is not any ordinary kitchen. This is your top of the range, full boona kitchen of the gods. So you put this on, you hit the button, you take the power on, but then I can split it between the two things. So if I put this one on here, this is on a very high heat. Nothing's happening now, but this is going to come up to the boil incredibly quickly. The thing about induction you don't realize is look how fast that's coming to the boil. It's how powerful it is when it's turned up high. So you always need to be keeping an eye on it. And as it comes up to the boil, you'll see the steam starts to come out. But instead of the steam going kind of up into the kitchen, the steam goes down here into the venty thing. And you can either have this vented outside or you can have it recirculating. And I thought when we installed it, we'd put it outside. Turns out we hadn't. It's on recirc, but it's so good, you wouldn't know. So you can see that actually it's sucking all that stuff down inside. It's pretty amazing. Well, let's go full power. Look at that. I mean, that is a massive amount of steam coming off out there. But instead of going to the kitchen, it's disappearing off down into here and going who knows where. So I can then take this and I can put it onto a different hob, and instead of boiling away hard, I can turn the temperature down. So I'm going to put this on to simmer at about 5. I'm going to give that a little wipe down, because one of the beauties of induction is that's how you clean it. You get a cloth and you wipe it, and it's as good as new again. So this is going to sit and simmer away, maybe give it a little bit more heat at the moment. How about a little chicken saute? So chicken saute, frying pan. Put that on to preheat, so heat the pan dry. I've got that on at number 8. Spuds are just simmering away here. I've got a chicken breast by the miracles of internet cookery. So chicken breast, cut them into little scallops so they're all the same size, so they all cook at the same speed. They're going to go in there when this pan is hot. I could do with a little bit of onion. I've got some onion here, a little bit of red onion. Of course, I wash my knife, environmental health officers. See that, me washing my knife. I can sanitize it with boiling water. Look at that. Just don't put your fingers in the cooker because it's hot, hot, hot. So we're going to just finally chop a little bit of red onion. Okay, that's going to go in here with my chicken. I only need about a tablespoon or so. Pop that in there. Let's have a little bit of garlic in here and some mushrooms already chopped, a little bit of garlic. Just keep it. It's amazing how quickly these things come up to the boil. Clove of garlic off at the bottom, get rid of that. Little bash, take off the skin. And you may think that I'm just chucking all the veggies in here, but I have got one of them. And it all goes out. It's fantastic. So if you're in the KI showroom and you're specking up your kitchen, make sure you get one of them. It's called a waste disposal unit. That's quite an obvious thing. I thought it had a kind of fancy name. So just a little bit of onion and a little bit of roughly chopped garlic. I've got some chicken here. Pan's heating up. I've got some fabulous chicken stock, which you just saw a minute ago. I do think I've got some double cream in here somewhere. Yes, I do. So a little bit of cream, and I've got some wine. Never too early for a drop of wine, I think. Here. Okay, so this is a very simple little saute. Actually, I need a bit of butter, so I'll just come back again here and get a little bit of butter in there. Right, oil. I've not really planned this one out particularly well, have I? Let me get my cupboard out here to see where my oil is. Aha, there it is there. Hey, how good is that? So, a little bit of rapeseed oil, a little bit of seasoning for the chicken, bit of salt, bit of pepper. Okay, pan is hot, in goes the chicken. Now listen, okay, this is what we want. We want to sizzle. The sizzle tells us the pan is at the right temperature to do the job that we want it to do. So, just let that start to take a little bit of colour. I'm going to pop in a little bit of butter. So just a little bit of butter in there and a little bit in there. Okay. Just give that a little shake round. And want one of these and one of these. So just want to get a little bit of colour. So what we're doing as we cook the chicken is the chicken fibres of the meat shrink, squeeze the juices out. The juice contains sugar. The sugar hits the pan. The water evaporates off, the sugar turns to caramel, and it all starts to taste rather great. Turn the temperature up, but you can see all the steam from both the potatoes, which can turn down a little bit now, and from the frying pan is all disappearing down there into the place. I'm not really sure where the place is, but it's not in the kitchen, and you don't fill the place full of smell. So, getting a nice bit of colour in here, and always listening to the pan whilst I'm frying. It tells me what's happening inside here. The speed that it's going at. The more sizzle, the faster the pan. Smelling rather good. And we are starting to get a nice bit of colour on the chicken now. You can hear that where the chicken almost kind of clucks. You get that as the fibres of the meat shrink. They squish the juices out. It hits the hot oil. Big bit of steam comes off. It goes shooting off down there. But the important thing is we get this caramelisation on the outside. So at this point, I'm going to add the onion and the garlic, so the chicken's got a nice bit of colour on it. And we can do a little bit of a kind of chefy thing, give that a little bit of a turn round, or you could just give it a stir with a spatula. Either way does the same job. So, and now I want to just soften the onions and the garlic so I can turn the temperature down a little bit. So one of the beauties of induction is the controllability. It's so fast. And this venting hob, it's just almost like magic. It just all disappears off down there. It's fabulous. So once the onion and the garlic softened, a little bit of dry white wine, and that goes. About a tablespoon or so of dry white wine. Might be nice to have some veg with this, so I'm just going to get a little bit of water on, give it a boil. And we'll cook some green stuff. So pop that on there. This one can go on at about 8.5, get that up to the boil. Chicken is, I'm going to turn this up now because I'm going to reduce this really quickly. So some veggies here, I've got some broccoli, I've got some fine beans. Green stuff, that's nice. A little bit of salt into the water. Oh, forgot to salt my tatties as well. So, reducing down nicely. And I want a little bit of stock to go in this. So, I've got stock in my stock pot. And I'll put it into a special container, which is a mug. But I just need to just siphon some of this off. And this stock is beautifully rich. It's been simmering away here for a couple of hours. I will just drain this off later on and put it in tubs and stick it in the freezer. But for now, this is going to go straight in here. And it's going to enrich in this sauce immeasurably. So, high heat, fast reduction, medium heat, cooking the tatties, And actually I'm going to go to high heat here and I'm going to boil this water, okay, for my veggies. So broccoli, in they go. Fine beans, in they go. So heavily salted water, but not too much water. You don't want to lose all the nutrients. So this is the kind of beauty of this hob, is you can have lots of different things happening at the same time. I'm going to just turn up the fan a little bit. Okay, it may get a little bit noisy, but it does mean that the kitchen stays steam free. So potatoes cooking, veg cooking, all at different speeds. And my saute coming down nicely. And we're going to get this fantastic stock from here, which is a reduction of the wine, the stock, the cream, some herbs. I've got some parsley over here, so just take a little bit of parsley, finely chop that. And I'm not going to muck about with this, I'm going to keep this quite simple. Just a little saute of chicken, a little bit of cream in here. So a little bit of cream in here, just to finish that off. Pop that back in the fridge. Veggies cooking nicely, bit of herb in with the chicken. Okay, spuds are just done. Just give this a nice... So what I'm doing here is reducing this down until I get to coating consistency. A little bit of pepper in there, and it should probably taste pretty good by now. This is one of my favorite things on the planet, I tell you. It's just so good. And that's it done. So this now I can turn off. Job is done. I'm just going to wipe this down. And I do, one of the things about this obviously, I keep a wiping cloth around about because I do make a mess when I'm cooking. This is nearly done here. Spuds are ready. I'm going to drain those. So over to the sink where I have a colander. Spuds back in the pan. A little bit of butter in the spuds. Just going to turn this down now because my work here is nearly done. Drain the veg back in the pan. And now I can use this almost like a warming, like a hostess trolley. Do you remember that? A hostess trolley. But you can turn everything down onto really low heat now, so it's just keeping everything warm. So I can now relax because potatoes are staying warm, veggies is warm, saute is warm. I could have a glass of wine. In fact, I might just do that. Cheers. So, you're very good health. Saute of chicken, some little new potatoes, some greens. Right, so let's put this on a plate. So, we've got some new potatoes here in butter. So, just a couple of those on here. Let's have 3, hurrah. Let's have plenty of green stuff because it's very good for you. Whack those on there. And then, of course, the saute, which is the kind of the star bit of this. So, beautiful chicken breast, nice bit of color, looking very tasty. And the pièce de résistance is this fabulous sauce. Now, I've done it with, I flavored this with parsley today, but if I'd had some tarragon is my herb of choice for that.